Obi Trice, real name, no gimmicks. Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Two trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
So, in case some of you forgot, Project Veritas uncovered massive voter fraud, so much so that he even went in and got to vote as Eminem. And as you can see right here, the recount uncovers serious voter fraud in Detroit. Votes in Democrat stronghold may have been counted up to 6 times. See what Hillary thinks about that. And one person reports single ballots being counted as many 6 times. On Wednesday, a federal judge halted Michigan's recount after 2 days of ballot counting, saying there's not a legitimate reason to continue. After all, Green Party candidate Jill Stein, who asked for the recount, suggesting the possibility of voter fraud and stating we must have a system we can be confident in, never had even had a chance of winning with just 1% of the vote. But the judge's decision came just after news reports began surfacing of possible voter fraud. The worst of the problems were Wayne County, Michigan's largest county, where 66% of their 66% of voters cast their ballots for Hillary Clinton and just 29% for Donald Trump. There was such a problem, the Detroit News reported, officials couldn't reconcile vote totals for 610 of 1,680 precincts during a countywide canvass of vote results late last month. Most of these are in heavily Democratic Detroit, where the number of ballots in precinct poll books do not match those of voting machine printout reports in 59% of precincts. 392 precincts they could not reconcile. Michigan state law says if a precinct's poll books don't match its ballots, then the original election results must stand. It's not good. That's what they said. Well, you think it's not good? And he blamed the discrepancies on decades-old voting machines and blah, 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 etc., etc. And Gateway pundits Jim Hoft isn't buying their explanation. And what he thinks about it, well, it's what I think about it. It's completely bullshit. What we have here is Ken Sider. He's a 2014 candidate for District 19 of the Michigan House of Representatives. And he watched the recount efforts in Cobo Hall in Detroit with his wife, and he wrote a Facebook post about it you guys might find interesting. Penny Sider and I just got back from helping watch the recount at Cobo Hall in Detroit on November 8th, Election Day. The election officials at 8 p.m. shut down the polls. They then reconciled the differences from the machine count and the voter count on the computer. At this point, a metal tag/seal with the serial number is put on the box, and the box was taken away. Penny's precinct, Detroit precinct number 152, had an unbroken seal and everything looked proper. The tag on the box said 306 and the book said 306 and the ticket said 306, so there should be 306 paper ballots on the box, right? Well, they pulled out the ballots. The stack seemed short, and when they finished separating the two-page ballot to count the presidential page only, guess how many ballots were in the box? 304? No. 299? Nope. 200? Nada. How about 100? Wrong again. There were only exactly 50 paper ballots in a locked, sealed box that again was supposed to have 306. Oh, did I forget to add? Since there was a discrepancy in the two numbers, the original count stands. One more thing in my precinct. Sorry, I forgot the number. Had 525 votes on the book, tag, and ticket, and we counted 525 ballots. The election official was praising the Lord. Hallelujah, we have a countable precinct. So they were actually excited because there was one whole precinct they could actually count, and Jill Stein, who's behind all this for whatever weird reason, got a whopping 3 votes. And then so Hoft of the Gateway Pundit declares, it looks like Detroit counts each vote more than 6 times. So I will leave a link to the article. There it is right there from Project Veritas going in to vote. And he did it several times, once as Eminem, once as a state official. And yeah, so that's it, y'all. So they counted votes for Hillary up to 6 times. Okay, so if you basically take away 5 votes for every 1 vote that she got, you have a more realistic view of what the numbers are really like. And it's what everybody was saying all along. We all knew there was going to be voter fraud, and we all knew that the only way that Trump could win is he would have to win in a landslide. And this is it right here. They're telling y'all that votes for Hillary were getting counted up to 6 times. Okay, so he won by a landslide, and it's just getting more and more ridiculous as this thing starts to unfold, y'all. Y'all take care.